No, you don't have deja vu. This isn't the NBA. This isn't Cavs Warriors. This is the Stanley Cup Finals, year two of Panthers Oilers. And here we are, the Pacific Perspectives podcast, with Oilers fan Xavier Kyler Miyamoto and Panthers fan Jared Barkov memes. Now, I'm here to get the podcast views, but appreciate right now while you hear the sound of my voice because you're probably not going to hear it a lot for the rest of the episode. With that being said, Xavier, you want to get us to our first topic of the day? Or Jared, do you want to say something?
Um, it's good to be
Great.
back.
All right, Xavier, what are we talking about?
Wait, am I saying something?
I have more to
No,
say.
what are we doing first? What series?
We're going to be talking about Carolina Panthers, not the NFL team, but we'll just get that one out of the way first. And
Might as
Jared
well
probably
be
has a
the
lot more to
NFL
say
team.
about it than I do, than any of us do. So take it away.
Might as well be the NFL team, except the NFL team would have never made it this far. But when the Carolina Hurricanes hit the third round of the playoffs, they turn into the Carolina Panthers because both teams suck. Both teams struggle to win games. Congratulations on your one win. Congrats. 1-16 ain't that good though. I remember 2023. I called Rod Brindamore one of the most overrated coaches in the league, and I was laughed at. Are they still laughing? That remains to be seen.
I get it. I
Nice.
think the team's just cursed. It's just one of them things.
Yeah, I think Rod said it as, I don't agree that he's an overrated coach. I think he's probably a little underrated now that everyone seems to think that he sucks. They do run a good system. The Panthers just do it way better, like a lot better.
Yeah.
And they also have the personnel to do it better. Like you think about it, Carolina doesn't have a Kachuk. They don't have a Bennett. They kind of have like Jordan Stahl, Jordan Martinick, but they're just kind of definitely don't have the scoring level of a Bennett or Kachuk in the postseason, right? So
And
it's never going to be good for them.
people right now are praising the Panthers' depth, which they should. We have, 7 or 8 players that have 10 or more points. It's ridiculous. But the only reason that matters is because we still have guys like Barkov putting up a point per game in these playoffs. You have to have guys that are going to step up and score a goal when you need them to. Take, for instance, Game 5 against Carolina, down 2-0. And credit where it's due, Aho had a great game. Down 2-0, I was thinking about the worst. Then in 4 minutes, the Panthers just explode. They have those guys that can just explode when you need them to and just score some fucking goals.
Can they explode before the puck drop in game one?
Well, you see, you think that
Like
this
physically?
is a Hawk Tuah kind of thing, like I'm trying to hide something here, but I'm not. I'm
No,
not
I'm
doing
just
that.
making fun of you saying that your team explodes.
I mean, what would you call it?
Erupts.
Oh yes, they
No,
erupt.
That
so
doesn't
much
help.
better.
That doesn't help.
That's not much better.
Well, I don't know. I like the terminology honestly because of the double meaning. I wasn't saying you shouldn't say that. I think it's perfect actually.
I think we're getting off topic.
This is getting off to a great start.
Great start. So pretty much, Rod Brindamore wants his systems to be the Panthers systems, but the problem is his guys just don't have it. They can't do it. They have the depth, sure, whatever, but besides Aho and Stankoven, who stepped up that series? Who was like when they were down in the game 4-3, right? 5 minutes ago. Who came out there and was like, I'm gonna score a fucking goal right now?
Nobody.
Nobody did it. The Jarvis goal was okay, but that's only because Bob overcommitted and it was a lucky bounce that bounced from the blue line somehow all the way backwards to Seth Jarvis in front. That bounce isn't going to happen every game, but that's where Carolina's problem lies. Their game is all lucky bounces.
Yep.
If the bounces dry up, so do the Hurricanes.
I gotta say that power play in the last 3 minutes of Game 5 was like some of the most infuriating hockey I've watched all playoffs. It was more than nobody wants to shoot. It's nobody wanted to even make a play. Like sometimes on the Oilers power play, guys just want to make plays and they don't want to shoot unless it's Draisaitl. And like their power play like isn't great, and then it still runs at like 30% when they're doing all that garbage. The Carolina power play was supposed to be good. It was solid. It came
Now-
Florida wasn't even doing that much great penalty killing in that, and then the last like 5 minutes, I thought. But
I do think though the reason that Carolina's power play struggled so much is it's like 50-50 between the players not showing up for it and the penalty kill just doing its job.
Yeah.
You'll notice a lot. Yeah, Carolina kept it in the zone a lot, but were they getting quality shots? No.
No.
They were on the perimeter the whole time because the penalty kill kept them there. Anytime they did collapse and make it in, Bob made the save he had to, and that's how the Panthers' penalty kill is currently number 1 in the playoffs.
You know, Abbotsford's penalty kill is 97%.
nobody cares.
You have to talk about Abbotsford because where's your team right now? You're a host of the show and your team sucks. How does that feel?
I don't know. I mean, it's been almost 2 months now. I've gotten over it.
Yeah, you're detached from it now. How is Abbotsford
Stockholm
doing?
syndrome.
Right now they're losing 4-2, but they're up 2-0 in the Western Conference Finals. So I have the game on my phone, so I can just ignore what you guys are saying and watch that instead.
That's good.
Hopefully they can make a comeback here.
It feels like the AHL playoffs have been going on for like a year now. Like I look at the bracket,
Really weird.
and there's like eight different rounds.
Yeah, I mean, this is round 4 for Abbotsford. They have to win 5 rounds to win the cup. It doesn't help that their division is 10 teams. They had to play Tucson in a 3-game series, and then Coachella Valley in a 3-game series. Or no, Coachella Valley was a 5-game series, and then Colorado was a 5-game series, and finally now, we are in a 7-game series. And then the finals are obviously a 7-game series. It's a weird formatting. I've never really paid attention to the AHL playoffs like this because Abbotsford's never had that interesting of a team. They've made the playoffs, but they haven't been as interesting as they are now. It's a weird. Sorry, I lost my train of thought because I saw Jujar Kara on the screen. It's a weird format. I've enjoyed learning about it a little more. I've never really cared too much about the AHL, but there are so many cool players on Abbotsford that this is a good season to do it. Oh,
If we're
It's a
talking about
weird league.
Oh no! Sorry. Okay. Wait.
if we're talking about minor league news, in the ECHL, the Florida Everblades historical run came to an end recently. They won 14 straight playoff series before they finally lost one. They won 3 straight cups, then won the first 2 rounds, and they finally lost around the Eastern Conference Final.
That's pretty insane, actually.
That's insane. They won 3 straight cups.
Who did they lose to?
I actually don't know. I have no idea.
Who did Florida lose to?
It's a great question, bro.
Anyway, while he's doing that,
They lost to the French. They lost to the French.
I don't have many.
Trois Rivers.
Who was it?
They lost to the French guys, the one with the lion logo.
Yeah, Trois Rivers.
Oh yeah,
Something
whatever you
like
just
that.
said. Yeah, them.
Troyes Rivers.
Sacre bleu.
Okay, so my thoughts on Carolina, Florida, are none. I mean, like I feel like every time Florida scored the first goal of the game, you could have just turned off the TV, and Carolina didn't look like they had a lot of fight.
Turn this TV off, mustard.
I know.
Yes.
I mean, I really
Awesome.
thought that
Yes.
the series would go 6-7, but it was done in 5. I mean,
Carolina is not like us, right? Yes.
We gotta get this
Good
guy off,
reference,
bro.
dude. Good reference.
yeah, I made another one there, but nobody caught it. Anyway, it was really boring. The past 2 rounds of the playoffs have been really boring for me.
Oh, I had fun.
As an outside viewer. I speak for all outside viewers when I say we want to stab our eyes out. But at least you guys
And
are
I
the 2 worst people I know.
I speak for all Panthers fans and Oilers fans when I say that round was a blast. I had a great time.
I actually didn't think that the games themselves were that boring at all. The series is boring because if it's not close, it doesn't matter if the games are like decent. But
I had a great
I
time.
thought there's been way worse conference finals in the last 5 years. Specifically
Like
the
what?
ones that Carolina has already played in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think even the Florida sweep of Carolina in 2023,
that was fun. That was awesome.
Yeah, and it ended on like a goal with
2
what, 7 seconds
overtimes,
left?
3.4.
Yeah, wasn't one of the overtime? Was that when they went to 4?
It was the 4 overtime. Yeah, that was game
that
one.
was way better than this.
I remember game 1 that year. I was like in bed at that point, watching 4 overtime tick away with like 20 seconds left, and I was like, so now I have to stay up for another 20-minute intermission, then another 20-minute overtime, and then Kachuk put it in, and I was like, okay, cool. I celebrated for about 5 minutes. What?
He did what now?
He
This episode is so cooked. Okay.
Can we talk about something
I
else?
was pretty disappointed. I wanted to see another 5-OT. I didn't really like how that one ended in 2020. It was pretty lame that Tampa just ended up winning that, and it wasn't even a cool goal or anything. But I feel like that's what it was.
Yeah, we really
gonna be.
haven't had any long OT games this year, have we?
No.
Nothing Tampa ever does is cool. Nothing they do. What do you want me to be impressed that they won 2 cups in shortened seasons where there was a Canada division?
True, Mickey Mouse.
Who cares? Who cares? We were in a division with Dallas and Carolina that year. What?
I posted something on Twitter just to screenshot and post on Instagram where I call all of the Tampa Bay Lightning cups fake, and I didn't check Twitter for a while because I don't really check Twitter. But when I went on, everybody was pissed in my replies. It was really funny. Someone said it was 0 out of 10 rage bait. No one's gonna believe this, while all the other replies are people believing it.
Tampa fans swarm on Twitter. They love Twitter, man.
It's bad.
Like, you say one thing negative, and somehow they all find it. I think they just have a big group chat where they send anything negative. They like search up lightning on Twitter, and anything negative they find, they send it in their little group chat, and they just go at you. They
all
attack.
50 of
you
them.
get 100 replies. Yeah, all 50
I like
of them.
searching up Nux memes on Twitter.
Jared, you can't laugh at that all 50 of them joke.
Yes,
Because
I
that's
can.
also like all 40 of you.
Yeah, but we beat them in attendance this year.
Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
We probably beat you in attendance this year.
Weren't you, well, if you guys were both at like 100%, so.
Yeah, exactly.
You just won having a slightly bigger building.
And what are you going to do about it? Your building's
Nothing.
newer. Should have built it bigger.
They actually don't have that many seats compared to some of the other places in.
We have 19,000.
Yeah, like I think Rogers Place is only just under 17.
See, the Panthers Hurricane series was so boring that we've strayed from the topic like 3 different times. Can we just go to-
Lightning's attendance.
Let's just go to Stars Oilers. Like,
Yeah, that's
it's pretty insane.
I've got a bit to say about this. I've got a bit to
Yeah,
say
I'm
about
putting
it.
my microphone down.
This was a very strange series because the Stars. People, I heard Urinating Trees video about the preview of the Stanley Cup final, and he just said that.
Two-time Barkeys presenter.
Oh, that's true.
Two-time Barkeys presenter. Urinating.
He said that the Stars they only showed up for 1 period, and that was it. I don't buy that at all. I was in person. I had watched every little bit of the ice of every single second of every single game, as an Oilers fan does. The Stars were good in this series. They just didn't have it. The goaltending was bad. Not even average. I thought Ottinger was genuinely bad in this series because he kept getting beat in the exact same spots, predictably in the exact same spots, gave up goals in bad moments. Think of Game 5. How many times did the Stars almost get back into that game, and it just doesn't matter because they get like that bounce from Kane. I understand that's just a lucky bounce, but you got to be in a little better position there. Ottinger, and actually, we'll talk about this first. The poll in Game 5. What did you guys think?
Fire beat the boar.
See, the thing is, though, it kind of worked in a way. Like, it did fire up the Stars, but they just were too deep in the hole by that point. Like, they were never coming back in that game.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it materially altered the game too much. Like, if they kept Ottinger in, they were gonna lose. They pulled him. They got some spark. They scored some goals, but they still fucking lost. I don't think it was changing it at all.
if you have a past couple years before this one Boston team where your goalies are Swayman and Ullmark, maybe then you do it. But when your backup goalie is Casey DeSmith, and you're putting 6-foot-tall Casey DeSmith against the Edmonton Oilers, you're going to lose, especially because he already was down 2-0 going into the game. You have to ride with Ottinger. You have to. He sent the wrong message, really. He should have sent
And
the
he's
message
gonna
that
get
he was
fired for
riding. He should have sent the message he was riding by his goaltender. And even after the game, he still didn't. He didn't give any words of confidence to Jake Ottinger. In fact, he did quite the opposite. So
He
I
told
don't.
Edmonton, like, for the future, Edmonton, you cannot beat our star goalie. Or you can beat him. You can beat our star goalie. He cannot beat you. And that's such a horrible
Yep.
message to send to somebody that, like, to a team that you're probably going to face off against in the conference finals again.
Yeah.
Like, you guys own us. Congratulations. Tuck chairs in the corner, buddy.
If you were gonna give Casey DeSmith a game, you give him a game before the one that eliminates you. Like it was
Yeah.
over when Casey DeSmith goes in the net. And respectfully to Casey DeSmith, I mean he got us a playoff win one time. That was cool. He's not good.
He got undressed pretty fairly well on some of those goals. Like the Kane goal, didn't like it. The McDavid goal to really seal it, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad.
While we're on the topic of goalies, this was a big reason why the Dallas Stars lost the series. I'm gonna throw it back to last year, Edmonton versus Vancouver. Stuart Skinner has some stinkers against Vancouver, and Calvin Pickard gets to play in that series. Just for Stuart Skinner to come out and close that series out, play very well to close that series out, and then go on to play Dallas in the Western. We lost Xavier.
I'm here still.
After that, when he had his confidence back in that second round, he went on to play Dallas, and he absolutely owned Dallas. Now, fast forward to this year, where he played terribly in the first round against LA. Calvin Pickard goes in, finishes that series, starts the second round. Once again, Stuart Skinner comes in to close out the second round and plays amazing in those games. And he rides that momentum into Dallas in the Western Conference Finals, absolutely owns them, sends them home. How unlucky is it that 2 years in a row, Stuart Skinner just magically becomes good right before he's about to face off against your team? That is crazy. Hey, he played well against Florida in the Cup Finals too. He was pretty good.
No. Magically becomes good. You mean like juicing, right? Am I gonna get hit with a lawsuit for that?
You know, one of my theories is that like Stuart Skinner or Jeff Skinner didn't get to play in a game. So for a while, I thought maybe they just put in the other Skinner, and the other Skinner's just really good at playing goalie, or like average enough where Edmonton can win. But
No, Jeff Skinner plays forward.
Yeah, no, but that's my whole thing. Their goalies are so bad. Maybe they tossed in a forward and did well. But
do you know how bad Skinner was in those first two games against
Really
LA? He's so bad that until game 4 of the Dallas series, Skinner still had a negative goal save above expected after 2 shutouts in a row. He was so bad. He was so bad. And you know what it is? You know what it is? It's not even the fact that Skinner like suddenly locks in. It's he is really good with most shots that come to him, but he is absolutely awful with a few. And in a world of like pro scouting, that gets exploited so easily. In basically every single playoff series we've lost before with Skinner in it, he's just gotten exploited on the exact same spots every single time. Side to side lateral movement.
I expect the same to happen.
Maybe, but okay, my point here was against the Stars and against Vegas, they made adjustments after allowing some goals in the first game. They didn't lose the first game against Vegas, which is rare. They almost did. But they make adjustments based on the goals against. And this is why Knobloch is seriously one of the best coaches in the league, because they'll make that mistake and they'll have the composure now to be like, we literally do not care that we lost the first 2 games. We're going to make these adjustments and we're going to beat you the next 3. There's like only the Panthers could also do that. And again, this is a really good thing that we have the 2 best teams in the league going up against each. I know it's a repeat and some people don't like it, but I mean, you're lame if you don't like it. You just want your team. You're just mad that your team is in it.
Literal skill issue.
Exactly.
Like, make your team be better. If your team was better, then they'd be in the final.
Exactly.
But your team sucks, and that's why the Panthers are in it 3 years in a row, because your team sucks.
But Knobloch makes those adjustments, particularly with the blue line, to not allow the shots that Skinner has trouble with. The Stars are a rush offense team, and I'm pretty sure, I think the count was 22-10 on rush chances by the end of that series for the Oilers. So they beat them at their own game. Even if somehow the Stars had won that game, taken to 5, I mean, Oilers easily would have taken it on Game 6. They just were out-coaching. Every single line was outplaying every single D pairing. Even though some of the expected goals were kind of close, and I do think the Stars played well, they didn't have the level of detail that the Oilers had. They didn't have the level of detail of a team that could even come close to making the final. And if they made the final, would have gotten completely demolished by a Florida team that's way more experienced. Like, you think that the Dallas team is experienced, but they really don't have that many guys that have gone that far in the playoffs. They obviously don't have the team that's gone that far in the playoffs. So when it comes to the Oilers against the Stars, it's not just the fact that McDavid absolutely torched them. It's not just the fact that Nuge had, I think, 11 points in 5 games. Ridiculous. If a guy like Nugent Hopkins, God bless his soul, can put up 11 points in 5 games he's not super slow, but he's like a slower guy in terms of just how he moves into the O-zone. He's just very tactical with it. Like he plays with a surgeon's like scalpel if you watch him. If you get picked apart by that, it doesn't look good on your penalty kill, on your forecheckers, or on your coaching style. The Oilers completely picked them apart, like inside and out, on every single forecheck. They dump it in. The Oilers would always put on the right amount of pressure to just get the puck out most of the time. And the Stars' weak blue line just can't handle it. It was really that simple. Just the Oilers outplayed them around every single avenue. And that's all I have to say about that.
Said quite a lot. But in the same way that the Oilers picked apart the Stars, I feel like the Panthers picked apart the Hurricanes. We
moved on. We moved on. Don't make us go back to it. No.
We're not talking about the Hurricanes!
Fine. Let's keep talking then.
Tie it in when we talk about the Cup final. This series was boring, and I thought it was going to be great after Game 1, but I didn't really enjoy anything else that happened. It wasn't really close at all. There wasn't really any big storyline happening. It was kind of a letdown. I thought it was going to be a very tight contest because both teams are supposedly very good, but Dallas didn't have it in them. And Dallas had so many ghosts in that series, so many guys doing nothing. Wyatt Johnston had one of the worst playoffs ever. Jason Robertson took him a while to get going. I mean, he did something at some point, but definitely didn't do enough. And
I was going to get traded.
Mikko Rantanen didn't play too well.
I'm going to fight you on that.
I mean,
I thought Rantanen played very well.
But he didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he had 2 assists in that series?
I would be surprised if he had any points outside of Game 1, to be honest.
Yeah. I feel like no matter how he plays, he has to be putting up the points.
Oh, yeah.
They had a lot of passengers, including their starting goalie, too. I mean, yeah, it was a disappointing series. Mikael Granlund will have to wait a year to get his cup. Can't wait for him to sign in Vancouver so we can give it to him. But I didn't love it. I've been very let down by the past 2 rounds of playoffs. I thought the first round was really fun. There was a lot of good stuff happening there, but since then, I mean, like Toronto, Florida was a pretty good series, and like the rest of it's not great.
It definitely would have been a very disappointing, boring playoffs from a non-playoff team perspective, I gotta say.
Yeah. I'm glad that I can at least contribute that because of my team being utter ass. Okay, let's move on to the finals. That's what we're here for, really, and it's taken us a while to get here. We have an Oilers fan here and a Panthers fan here, and obviously this is nothing new to us. So who wants to start with how they feel about this rematch?
I'll let Jared. Yeah.
Sure, we all know where this is going. I'm gonna pick my team. He's gonna pick his team.
Yeah.
We all know where this is going.
Okay, but
It's
talk
not
about the series a
surprising.
little bit. Don't just give your prediction. Talk about the rematch.
So, one thing that I think is important is a point that my good friend over here actually just made that the Oilers are a big time rush team. You know what kind of play style really works well against rush teams? The style where, fuck you, you can't even get out of your own zone. You're gonna stay right here, and we're gonna pummel your ass.
I think Xavier wants to say something.
The Oilers are not a rush team.
But you said that like
No,
you said it like 5 minutes ago.
they beat the Stars in like a coaching matchup. Like they knew they had to beat them in the rush chances to win because that's their style, and they just pivoted how they played, like against Vegas.
So let me ask you this interesting question: if you're no block, right? You're in the locker room game one, or not even the locker room game one, like leading up to the series. How are you telling your players that you want to play the Panthers?
Just as hard as they do.
Physicality?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. That was the fatal mistake that the Hurricanes made. They started being something that they're not. They got too caught up in being physical. They forgot to play hockey besides being physical. And to me, the only team that is built for that kind of physical hockey is the Panthers. Anybody else who tries to replicate it, they get worn down, they get tired, and they start losing games. That's what happens.
It's a fair point. I personally am of the belief that physicality, it will be a big factor for like the forecheck, like in plays, stuff like that. But I have a feeling we're not going to be seeing a ton of, like in the last finals between these two teams, there was a lot of just like ugly stuff happening, like just constant like pissing and just random
I think it's
hits.
gonna be way worse. It's gonna be way worse.
I actually don't think so, because the way the Oilers have gotten, say the Oilers and the Panthers, the way they've gotten here has been kind of emotionless. Like McDavid didn't really care that that team didn't really care. You could tell the only person that actually cared in that locker room was like Kapanen and like Jeff Skinner, like the people who haven't really been here and are actually like contributing to a good team for the first time in their lives. Like that GIF of Draisaitl carrying the Western Conference champion trophy. He doesn't care. He's just lugging it along. Like, and the same with the Panthers. Like, they've been here 3 times in a row now. They don't care about making the finals. They want to win.
They did not care. They celebrated it like a regular season win against the Mammoth. They did not give a shit that they won the Eastern Conference Final. They didn't care. Because that's not the goal. It's not.
The playoffs just started for both
finished.
of these teams.
That's right. This is literally like the culmination of what they actually care about. Everything else has just been an obstacle in the way.
Xavier thought that sentence was so good, he dropped his mic and took a sip of water afterwards. He looked so cocky about it. He thought that was so fire.
No.
You not fire, bro. You not fire,
I don't even remember what I said. I just was thirsty.
Playoffs start now for both these teams, and you dropped your microphone with authority. Okay. So everybody, of course, wants to hear my opinion on this series because it matters so much in the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
I'll make it fast. I think, given that it's a rematch, yeah. Shout out, bro. He's retiring.
Shout out, Jesper Fast over. Shout out, baby. Shout out. Those who know. Those who know.
Anyway. This is a rematch, and they've been pushing the whole, like Gretzky lost to the Islanders his first year in the Cup, then the next year beat the Islanders. Crosby lost to the Red Wings his first year in the Cup, next year beat the Red Wings in the Cup for his first one, and now this year, McDavid looking for his first Cup is playing the team that beat him last year. They've been pushing that, but obviously, I mean, maybe it's scripted. Maybe it's scripted, but
don't care. Don't care. Doesn't mean anything.
Well, it feels like the stars are aligning. I don't think that's why Edmonton's going to win, but I do have Edmonton winning because I don't see McDavid and Draisaitl losing to the same team again in the Cup Finals. I think they've come back. They're very angry. I mean, we all saw McDavid cry like a little wuss after he lost last year. That was hilarious. But I think they're just too angry. They're too calculated now. They look different than last year's playoff team. They have been mowing through the teams ever since their first 2 games. I mean, ever since pulling Skinner from the LA series, they're 12-2. They look like they're on a rampage. Obviously, Florida's having similar success, but they also struggled to the Leafs. Took them 7 games to beat Toronto. So I think Edmonton takes this one. I feel like there's no way McDavid and Draisaitl let themselves get beat again. I'm not saying Florida's bad. That's not what this is. I just think Edmonton's going to be overpowering. And, I mean, last year, obviously, they came back from down 3-0 to tie the series. I don't see them going down 3-0 again. I think they know how to win Stanley Cup Finals games now. So if they can make it a close series, if they can get a couple at home, I mean, the home ice advantage is also big. I see Edmonton taking this one, and I say Edmonton in 7, because I'm hoping desperately for a series that lasts longer than 5 games. Please, dear God, I'm losing my mind. I'm spending the entire playoffs just scrolling on my phone, watching YouTube shorts. Like, I need a good series out of Florida Edmonton. This is the one thing I have from this series. I don't like either team, obviously. I am not happy that this is the finals matchup, but I'm happy that they're at least competitive teams who will be competitive with each other, very likely. Please make it interesting. I'm begging you. Before I end off, I will say I am probably also cheering for Edmonton. I don't think I'll know who I'm cheering for until the puck drops and I watch the game. But Edmonton just has so many more likable players. Like, I would love to see Skinner win his cup, Jeff Skinner. I would love to see Podkolzin win, Canucks legend Vasily Podkolzin, and also Canucks legend Troy Stecher. The only former Canucks Florida has are Jonah Gadjevich, who played, I think, like 1 game for us ever, and Nate Schmidt, who I hate. So for those reasons, I think I want Edmonton to win, but I'm not making my profile photo Edmonton colors because that would be a sin. And that is all I have to say about the Stanley Cup Finals, I believe. So, Xavier, do you want to take it away now?
See, that thing about, like Crosby lose to the Red Wings and then he wins his first cup and Gretzky loses to Islanders.
I'm sorry, did you just say losed? Did you just say Crosby losed?
I did not. I better not have, because that makes me
You
look like a
totally
dumbass.
just said Crosby lose to the Red Wings.
That was so embarrassing.
I'm sure I'll forget to cut that out. Well,
I hope you did.
that narrative, I hate it because I just see it and it's like, that is way too good to be true. I think there is genuinely something to a former champion going up against a team that just went to the finals not being as hungry. Like, you'll notice that when they go back to back against those same teams, except in the case of Detroit, Pittsburgh, it usually ends quite fast because the other team that just lost is much more hungry for it. And you can just tell every single game McDavid and Draisaitl play. And that's another thing here. Last finals, last year, against the Panthers, I think the Panthers are just as good. Maybe even a little better than last year.
We're definitely better. We're 100% better.
Oh, wow. Very, very confident.
Just watching like this team compared to last year's team, we've improved. We've improved in like every way. If I'm being completely real, like we've completely improved. I think this year's team is much better than last year.
I suppose a lot of good for the entertainment value because the Oilers, on top of getting way better on paper, particularly on the blue line, I think their depth is on paper just as good as last year. In practice, significantly better. Like you'd for most people, I think you'd say, oh yeah, you put Holloway, you put McLeod in this group instead of like Trent Frederick and Adam Henrique. It'd probably be better, but it's not. It's not. They have been getting some bounces, but they have also been making some clutch plays. The Oilers and Panthers now have the exact same depth scoring outside of their top 6, like the goal rate. And I believe the Panthers have like a couple more goals, but the Oilers allow less goals, so it comes out to about 63%. I'd have to check that exactly, but yeah, about that. Everyone knows that the Panthers don't have the like type of weapons that the Oilers do up front, but the biggest thing for me is again that the blue line can move the puck infinitely better than last year.
Jared,
Infinitely
please don't
better.
be making those Don't be making those faces, bro. You have great players, but it's McDavid and Draisaitl, man.
You're making your fact
know.
checking face.
I am fact checking you. Mostly about your depth point. I completely disagree with you there that the depth is cool. I don't think it's even particularly close, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Not offensively, no, but I think he's talking about the goals.
Yeah, I'm just talking about like actually in practice. I mean, I'd easily take like Lundell, Loasterine, and Marchand over Trent Frederick and Adam. Like, I don't think that's a debate. But just in practice, the Oilers' bottom six has performed to the same level. I would say this series for me comes down to, can the Panthers like be overbearing in their physicality, not just dominant, but overbearing. I think they will obviously be the more physical team. Like that's going to happen. But so much so that the Oilers get bullied like they did in game 1 and 2 last year. I think this series is going to be not really decided by goaltending. I think Skinner and Bobrovsky are both going to lose games. They're both going to win games. But in the end, they're both kind of just good goalies that can do whatever you want on any particular night. Sometimes lose that game.
Yeah,
but
I mean, you'd hope that Stuart Skinner is going to continue to be a good goalie, right?
I don't. There's no reason why he would stop. If he stopped being a good goalie, it's because the Oilers' defense completely stopped playing the way they have been. I don't think it would be Skinner. Just the way I've been seeing it, it's crazy.
Okay.
You know, I think if there was a team to make the Oilers' defense stop playing good, I think it's the Panthers. They took apart the Carolina Hurricanes.
But
no problem.
The
actually.
Oilers' defense last year with Vincent Desharnais and Cody Ceci did not play that bad against the Panthers.
And
they got significantly better, and now they're playing them again. I'm not going to say my prediction yet. We're going to save that for the very end. But I just think that the Oilers are a genuinely better team. Jared, what do you have to say? Lay it on me.
I want to make a little point here, right? Just about the Panthers' depth. I want to make a little point. Looking at the leaders in points for these playoffs, right? You got McDavid, Draisaitl, of course. Rantanen, then Nugent Hopkins, and Bouchard up there. That's 4 Oilers before you get to the first Panthers player, right? You want to take a guess at how many Panthers players are in between your 4th point scorer and your 5th point scorer?
5?
8.
8? Wow.
8 Panthers have more points than your 5th highest goal scorer.
Damn.
That's the depth we're dealing with here. Our top scorer is Barkov with 17. Then you have Bennett with 16. Kachuk with 16. Marchand with 14. Verhaeghe with 14. Reinhart with 13. Losterinen with 13. Lundell with 12. Ekblad with 11. Rodriguez with 11. And then you finally reach Evander Kane and Zach Hyman, which one of them's not even playing.
What happened to Losterinen? He was leading the team in points at a time.
I will say Carolina did a pretty good job of shutting down that line, but I think that Edmonton's going to have a much harder time with the line. I really do.
That line just experienced some PDO regression. That's all that was.
No,
like they were shooting at a 90% goal rate, and they are genuinely good. They are genuinely good.
You disgust me.
I'm just saying it's a real thing. It's a real thing. They were on a heater.
Yeah, because they're fucking good. When your depth players are on a heater, it's the Oilers are just the far better team. When our depth players are on a heater, it's PDO. Fuck that shit.
Okay, what Oilers top players are on a PDO heater? Let me know.
Didn't we just say that the series winning goal against Dallas was a complete bullshit bounce? And that's your 5th highest scoring player.
Was that the winning goal? No,
I don't know.
The goal it was 5-3.
You know the goal I'm talking about.
I know the goal I'm talking. Yeah, that was one goal. That was one goal by Evander Kane, who has genuinely been contributing a great amount of chances. If we want to talk about PDO, McDavid and Draisaitl are still well undershooting their expected goal total, and series to series, who cares about that? But they're still shooting a ton and they're not total. They have just started to get rewarded for it.
If
It's
you
gonna
want to
continue.
base the outcome of this series on 4 players, that's okay. But the reality of the situation is the Panthers just have so many weapons on offense, and they know how to win. They love fucking winning. This team, like your point about hunger, it is something that worries me a little bit. Maybe we're not as hungry as we are last year, because last year we just got back to the finals and we wanted to win it. But this team, it's like you said, the playoffs just started. They do not give a fuck about anything except for winning. It's insane. People said that this team would slow down. They haven't slowed down yet. They've played more hockey than anybody in the last 3 years, and they're still demolishing cup contenders like Tampa and Carolina. They made them look horrible.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. When Xavier said that those two teams, their playoffs start now, that was low-key aura. Like that was. I'm sorry. That was. I don't want to fangirl. I don't want to fangirl, but that was aura. That was so aura, dude. Oh my god.
You came around on it. You came around on it. At first you hated it, now you love it.
Disgusting.
But I mean,
But
I don't know.
it is
I
a
just think
fair
that
point, though. It is a fair point, though. They literally, yeah, about the celebration. They don't care. They don't care about making the finals. They want to win. That's literally all they care about. Dude, McDavid was like phoning it in December. You could see he was taking a January skate out there. He did not care about playing the Flyers.
The Panthers literally convinced everybody that they were washed because they just mailed it in so hard.
Exactly.
They did not care. They didn't give a fuck.
Both these teams haven't had home ice the entire playoffs because of how much they do not care about the regular season. It's levels. It's levels.
Now, I will say, I think that the Oilers are going to have a hard time with line matchups. If you're no block, fucking whatever, I don't care. Who do you want the McDavid line playing? You want to play in the Barkov line? Maybe not. Defensive fucking powerhouse. Do you want to play in the Lundell line? Probably not. It's another defensive powerhouse. You want to play in the Verhaeghe line? Well, then he gets the people's elbow from Bennett. Where do you want McDavid playing? No matter where you pair him, except for maybe the fourth line, which that's just dishonorable. Don't do that. Then, like, other than that, where are you going to play him? Because that's the whole thing that I'm trying to say here. Say they do find a way to not shut down McDavid per se. You can't shut him, but slow him down. What do the Oilers have left? If we find a way to slow down McDavid, you guys are fucked. You're completely fucked.
You're still thinking like it's 2022. You're still thinking
No,
like
I
it's
just looked at the
2022.
points. I just looked at them. I looked at them. Because we slow down McDavid, whatever. You slow down Bar. Okay, we have like 9 other guys. We have like... Have you seen how many defensemen on our team, like our defenseman goal share? It's
Yes.
insane. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous.
A
How
lot?
many goals our defensemen have. Because anybody on this team will just step up and score a goal. They don't care. They don't.
Did you ever think about the fact that the Oilers have Stanley Cup Finals Matthias Janmark again?
True.
Yeah, but you don't have Stanley Cup Finals. Broberg, he was kind of deadly. Fogel, he was pretty deadly.
Was Fogel good
But
in that series?
You
I actually
have
don't
really
remember.
Dude,
hot goals.
Your depth actually showed up last year when McDavid and Draisaitl went sleepy time.
No, it didn't.
It
It
did.
did not.
It did.
Do you want to know the Oilers' goal percentage last year's playoffs? 36% without McDavid. 36%.
Well, yeah.
This year
Because
it's 62. 62.
McDavid went sleepy
I'm no
time game 6-7
mathematician,
last year.
but that's a lot. That's a big number.
Listen,
I like.
I
Vasily
don't think you beat us on depth.
I don't think
You
we do.
don't.
I don't think we do.
Well,
No,
you
I
said
think,
earlier.
I just think it's
I
close.
think I don't think that the Oilers beat them on depth. I think that the Oilers beat them on having Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
I will say the Panthers do have the best penalty kill. If the Oilers can run a 25-30% power play in this series, so I'd say that's about getting 3 or 4 power play goals, they will win, and they will win pretty fast. if they can actually find a way to exploit that penalty kill, which I don't know if that's likely, I wouldn't bet on it, that will take them over the hump. Last year, I think the Oilers didn't allow a power play goal until like game 2 of the finals. Like literally one of the most ridiculous penalty kill runs of all time. This year, it's the complete opposite. I believe they're at like 67%.
66.
Yeah, 66. The issue is when that penalty kill needs to step up, it gets it done. Like it absolutely destroys the momentum. That's how like they kill a penalty so well that the other team doesn't even think about scoring for the next like 10 minutes.
The thing is,
I need to see that
well. Our power play is just generally pretty bad anyway. So I think that the Oilers penalty kill is gonna have no problem, if I'm gonna be real. But that's not where we get you. Like we're gonna get you 5-on-5, and that's gonna be really important. We are going to get your ass 5-on-5. We're gonna make you make some mistakes. We're gonna make your stars look like idiots. We're gonna make your depth guys look like idiots. We're gonna make your defensemen look like they've never played hockey in their life, and we're gonna make Stuart Skinner look like Stuart Skinner. That's what the Panthers do to teams. You want to know why guys like Kucherov go sleepy time when they play the Panthers? Because
didn't he have a broken leg?
I don't think so.
He had something terrible happen to him. Like I think he had a.
No, wasn't that Hagel or something? I don't know. But Hagel got the people's elbow, so I don't really care.
His team was broken.
Yeah. They actually had a ridiculous amount of injuries.
One of you is going to look really, really stupid in 2 weeks.
I'm not even making. Jared is the one making. Jared's making absolute guarantees. Like we will embarrass you. We will. I think the Oilers could lose the series. I'm going to favor them to win, but
I'm not liking your humility angle.
This isn't a humility angle. I'm just a realist. I'm just a realist.
No. You're acting like you're a humble little like fucking whatever. When on your story, all you do is ramble about how the Oilers are the best team in the league and how nobody can beat them. You're not humble. Stop acting like it. This makes for better content.
Imamoto, you will look stupid no matter what you say here if the Oilers lose. You've dug yourself into a hole where you will have to delete your account. I hope that the best part about the Oilers potentially losing is that I would get to post that video of you doing that one dance.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny.
What's that dance called?
The whisk.
The whisk, yeah. I have a video of Xavier doing the whisk, and I will be posting it the exact second that the Oilers lose, if the Oilers are to lose this Cup Finals. So stay tuned for that.
All right, let's get some predictions, and then it's time for my mailbag.
All right, I'm gonna say Oilers in 5. 5 very close games.
And you just went after.
Oh my god!
See what I mean? His humble thing was a fucking bit. It was a bit.
I mean,
bit.
We'll see. It could happen with how the playoffs have gone. I don't want to laugh too hard at this in case it actually happens.
He just attacked me for being like so confident. Then said, Oilers at 5.
It won't be 5 blowouts. It won't be Carolina Panthers.
I'm taking Florida in 6.
All right. Well, I finished it off with an Edmonton in 7 because I'm just hoping for 7 either way.
All right, now it's time for my mailbag. I had my followers
exactly what we want.
Yeah, pretty much. Whoever said I wasn't biased? That's all I am.
Yeah.
So that's not even what I want.
Questions.
I would want
Edmonton
in 7.
Questions that they want answered by you two, not by me, by you two.
Okay.
So first, we're going to start with Buzzin' Hockey, who asks, "What are your thoughts on the noise surrounding Florida?"
Your mic cut out.
Marner to Florida.
Oh.
Is there noise there?
I don't know, but he asked.
It's like a tiny little buzz in your ear. It's like a fly just flew past your ear. That's the noise that's happening.
I have no thoughts. It would be really funny.
Sure,
it would be really funny.
I'm sure he's gonna like that answer. All right, next from Waffle House 3000. With the new teaching degree, Xavier, are you excited to be around kids?
That's just not something that you can ask. It was a psychology degree. I still have to do my teaching degree.
There was a second part.
Psychology degree?
Yes.
There was a second part to that question, but I just didn't want to say it for your sake.
Yeah, you probably should.
You can guess where it goes from there.
Probably. This is getting cut.
From Rich WG10, does Skinner have foreskin?
Next one.
Yeah, let's go next. I don't want to
All
speculate.
right. From X Rybar, why is McDavid so big and fat and stupid and overrated? Xavier, do you want to answer this one?
I feel like that's way too many questions. Can we go?
Yeah,
one
that's
by
like
one?
10 questions in one.
I'm waiting for you to answer them.
Well,
You told me to
go one by one on them. Why is McDavid fat?
Oh yeah.
Snickers bars.
Burger. Okay. What was the next one?
Why is he? No, the first one was big and the second one was fat.
Okay. Well, big and fat are, I'd say, the same thing.
Yeah. All right. So why is he stupid?
He's lived in Alberta for 10 years.
Didn't study.
Good answer. And why is he overrated?
No
rings.
cups.
No cups.
rings.
Next question. Mick no rings
Yeah,
missed. Mick no points in games 6 and 7.
happened.
From Nico D35, out of Bennett, Marchand, and Ekblad, who stays and who goes?
That's a good question.
Boring one.
No, I like
Okay.
Oh, it's a good question, but I was expecting different than that. I wasn't expecting a good question. Marchand's gone.
Oh, that's not nice.
that. I don't think they can afford
Bennett.
Marchand, but I think Ekblad and Bennett stay at a discount.
How
Oh
how
my
old do you think
God.
the contract is? How old do you think the contract is? 4?
Longer than that, like 6 or 7 for Ekblad
Uh-huh, yeah.
and
7,
6 for
yeah.
Bennett.
All right.
Abbotsford
From
did just get absolutely dicked on, by the way.
from Naughty Boy 97. Why does Nux memes look like the guy from the movie Mask?
Oh shit. Okay, hang on. Let me go to my. Are we talking like the Jim Carrey?
I think so. I don't think you look like the guy from the Mask. Does he mean like the guy like? Does he mean like Carrey's character like after he puts on the mask?
Yeah. I don't know if I love that comparison.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think you look like that. I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't even have hair. You
Does he
hair.
mean a guy from the movie? Because I feel like if he said,
Dude, I don't know.
he would have said the mask. You look like the
Maybe I look
mask.
like Cameron Diaz. You guys think I look like Cameron Diaz a little bit?
I do.
No, I don't. All right.
Okay.
From Insomniac, who do you
Wait.
want to see in the playoffs next year?
Loki. Oh, shit.
Yeah, you look like that one. You look like that one.
That's me when I see Kiefer Sherwood.
All right, who do you guys want to see in the playoffs next year? I'm gonna say that this is a team that didn't make it this year.
I have an answer for this one. I have an answer. Ooh, pick me. Me. I have an
Pick
answer.
it
You know what?
Me. Please, me. Pick
I'm
me.
gonna stipulate again. Not your own team.
Fuck. Detroit. Wait. Detroit.
I agree, actually. Detroit.
But also I want Yzerman fired, so I'm conflicted.
I would like to see where I want to see Seattle in it, just because I want Montour to do well still.
Okay, well that's fair. I don't know if there's
I-
a whole lot of interest in. And
Yeah, but
there's
I-
not a lot of interesting things happening in Seattle, though.
I root for Brandon Montour
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah.
wholeheartedly. Next up, what do we got? Oh, from Ho Cheddar. How cooked are the Nucks this offseason?
Well done.
Okay, for the off season, I think we actually look pretty good. We have not a lot of people to re-sign. I mean, Besser's gone, Suter's probably gone. I've mapped it out on my phone. I feel like, well, we have like $15 million in cap space. We could just use that on forwards and we're fine. We definitely don't have to get a goalie. We can maybe do with one depth defenseman. Please don't fall asleep. And other than that, I mean, we can splurge on a good forward or a good couple of forwards. And I think this offseason, we're good. We can retool. We can be a good team. We'll probably make a trade, maybe Marco Rossi. I would love a Marco Rossi. But I think that, like, cap-wise and roster-wise, we're not in the worst spot. We have a good defense. We have good forward depth. It's just up front, like, top 6 that we need to work on. So I don't think we're that cooked. But it is Jim Rutherford at the helm, so we might be cooked.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's all the comments that my followers had for you. As
You're
you can
so
see, I
brave.
have very intelligent followers.
Well,
They're very smart.
I don't know about that.
Oh, wait. Well, there's another one from Rich WG10. Does Barkov memes have nibbles?
I don't think he.
And that's
Okay,
all the
let's.
time we
Yeah,
have.
and that's all the
Thank
time we
you all
have.
for-
They just saw that I'm white, though.
I think we gathered that. Actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. I wasn't so sure about that.
All right,
Am I allowed to talk about race?
I want to
I was
take a
gonna
nap.
say I was gonna say your name's Jared, so obviously you're white. But then I remembered the goat Jared McCain exists, the guy that made me like
Is he-
Philadelphia a little bit more.
Is he not white?
Thoughts on
Jared
Seth Jones?
McCain?
Jared McCann?
Not Jared
I like-
McCann. No, the basketball player.
Oh, Jared McCain.
Oh, I thought you said Jared McCann.
Like the fries?
So I did like,
Not Jared McCann.
no, like Panthers legend Jared McCann.
No, TikTok legend Jared McCain.
Oh, thoughts on Seth Jones?
Oh, true. Him too. Yeah. Facts.
I like that guy. He's pretty good.
He's been randomly really good. Like, where was this in
I w-
Chicago ever?
Well, maybe it's because it was fucking Chicago.
Yeah, not
Probably.
really much reason to try.
Yeah, exactly. He
People
came to a
forget
good team
he
and
was
said,
a
"You know what?"
very good defenseman for a long time.
Yeah, that's
in
why he got
Columbus.
signed for $9.5 million because he was really
He played
good.
65 minutes in an NHL game.
He would have been
Go,
had to
Seth.
be good at some point. Can't be said
Shout out
of
And now-
Darnell
There's
Nurse.
Seth Jones. Shout out. Did Seth Jones score? Greatest account on Instagram. Hopefully, we'll see one of those in the Cup Finals.
Big shout out NHL meme features. Go follow him.
That was getting
Greatest
cut.
account.
That was getting cut.
Nope.
Cut it
Bye-bye.
out. Cut it, Xavier.
Bye-bye.
Xavier, who's editing this? Cut that out.
Ethan, I'm sorry, I tried.
All right.
He didn't tell me to do that. I just wanted to do it.
We hate that guy. That's all we have for today. We will see you.
You
When's
guys
the-
remember when Xavier said that, oh my god, the playoffs start now for these two? Oh my god. When he said that, bro, holy shit. Oh my god.
Dude.
And that's the note we're ending on. Because that was fucking fire. Oh, that was so good.
Dude,
All right. Well, we'll see you all
Wait.
after the Cup Finals.
they not like us. Dude, oh my god, yes. Awesome, dude, awesome.
Hashtag mustard.
Yes.
Approximately
So
1
awesome,
second
dude.
of this is making it into the final cup.
You don't want to go viral again?
I.
Keep in mind,
Hashtag mustard.
my last clip from my last appearance got 400,000 views. Most viewed clip from Pacific Perspectives ever
For now.
in
My
history.
editing abilities, man. I can make anything funny.
No,
Yeah, but
can't.
you sure haven't been using them last month. 0 clips uploaded. How's that going?
Yeah, well, you asked me on
What
a
are you
day
doing?
where it was like 9 p.m. and I was doing something, and then I forgot after that.
I want clips now.
Have
Alright.
you stopped recording yet?
I haven't. We still haven't
my
said
God.
goodbye.
Oh
we
my
still
God.
haven't
What
said
the
goodbye.
What the hell?
All right.
Oh, hop
Have
to
you-
a.
Yeah. See you guys. I guess. Say goodbye.
No. What? You have to cut all of that out. We've already said goodbye.
No, I'm
None of
leaving
this
it in.
gets
I'm
like the
leaving it
final
in.
cut. This was
This
nothing.
this will be the gem at the very end for the viewers that watch the end,
Yeah, they get to see
How
our
does that
true
count?
personality.
because I think there's going to be 5.
Oh, yeah.
Certified gem. Certified gem moment.
All right, say goodbye so I can
They
take
call
a
me
nap.
an uncut gem.
I'm going to cut your gem.
They call me an they.
Mustard.
My gem was cut a long time ago.
Shout out Judaism.